guys, it is that Panda Guy. I'm here again with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about some skill upgrade orders that I would do with epic heroes. I know that I did some legendary heroes in another video, and I had gotten some positive results in that video, as well as people just asking in general for me to do a video like this for epic heroes instead. So I am here to deliver, and I hope this video is enjoyable and is helpful to whoever is watching. I do want to give a little disclaimer starting off that some of these heroes, for example, I will give CEO as an example, as well as Charlie. So Charlie might be you might use him as a garrison, you might use him as a field hero. CEO, you might use her as a siege hero, you might use her as a field hero. All the heroes that I'm going to be mentioning and the skill upgrade orders I'm going to be mentioning are going to be specifically for field because that's what I specialize more in, and I do not really like using epic heroes as siege heroes. And if I was going to siege even earlier game, I would probably have someone who was more suited to run rallies or something. I could understand if you maybe were swarming someone, that's more understandable. If you do want a siege kind of tree in the comments and like garrison tree in the comments, maybe let me know, or like the upgrade order, I can maybe put that in the comment section for you guys. But this is how I personally would do it, and I do hope you guys enjoy this video. So to start off with CEO, I would personally run her 1-3-4-2. I do want to mention real quick about the first skill, and this is for every hero that applies except for maybe a gather hero. I would always go for the first skill simply for the skill damage. Skill damage is so massive, and then there are also additional skills that are sometimes skills that are added into here. For example, I don't know. Let me get Park as an example. So he reduces attack and defense of the target squad by 25% for both of them, so 50% combined. In general, this is an additional thing. I just wanted to mention that. So for CEO, it is going to be 1, 2. And then 1, 3, and then 4, 2. So 3 is going to be for her range squad attack by 12%, and then an additional 12%. I do want to mention that if you're doing her in an order, it of course won't be 12% off the bat. It will be a combined 18%, being 9% and 9%. Attack and defense. So just so you guys know that it's not 12% right off the bat until you awaken her. Her fourth skill reduces counter damage taken by 17%, meaning like if she's getting swarmed down or something, she's gonna be doing better damage. So this is pretty good if you are running her as like a rally or something. If someone's trying to swarm your rally down, boom, counter damage. And then there's her second skill, which I also want to mention, like I wouldn't even run rallies with her, but either way, her second skill increases squad's basic attack damage by 21% during siege, which honestly is a siege skill that is pretty decent percent for an epic one at least. Next is Captain Russell. Captain Russell will get 1-3-4-2. 1-3-4-2. First skill, obviously, and he's a zombie specific hero, by the way. I would not throw this dude out in the field. That is crazy. He has no skills for this, and if you throw him out in the field, you were just asking to get your troops slaughtered. So he does have the damage dealt to the target, damage factor 3k, and then heals some lightly wounded squads. Pretty nice. And then his third skill increases XP gained by the squad leader and assistant by 35%. Pretty solid XP gains. Makes me a happy boy when I see this skill. Okay. His last skill, heals lightly wounded troops after killing zombies. I love heal factor. This means against maybe even like stronger zombies, he can out heal the damage. Possibly, depends on your troop tiers. Just depends on your might comparable to the zombie. And second, increases squad damage deltas to zombies by 30%. So that is how I build him. John is next at 1-3-4-2. 1-3-4-2. Honestly, John is already just kind of balls, I'm not gonna lie, and just as a field hero, he would not be any use to me because the only skill that's useful possibly on the field would be this deals 9% more damage to an enemy if they have less than 50% of their total squad size remaining. Well, considering that these other two skills are for siege, this makes him a pretty bad hero in that regard. So just I'm gonna drop a siege build real quick for anybody listening and really wants that 1-4-3-2. Okay, just note that 1-4-3-2 for siege. But how I build him, probably 1-3-4-2, just because, like I said, I only build my heroes for field, like or at least epic heroes. So obviously his first skill. Then there's his third skill. I already mentioned it. 4 increases squad attack by 18% during a rally, meaning that you're gonna have to be running rallies with this dude. And then 2 basic attacks have a 10% chance to heal lightly wounded squads during a siege. Yes. Next is Liam. So Liam is more of a straight shot for me. He's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, first skill obviously just deals damage factor, direct target, blah blah blah. Second skill increases squad attack by 15%, which is pretty solid. His third skill just is a healing thing, 10% chance to heal lightly wounded squads. And then his fourth skill, when garrisoning, increases garrison squad damage dealt by 9%. And Park. Okay, Park is up next. 1, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Obviously, there's his first skill, and this is kind of OP. It reduces their attack and defense by 25% for 2 seconds. Those are some pretty disgusting numbers coming from an epic hero. 4 increases damage dealt to target squad by 9% when its remaining squad size is less than 50%. You guys already know how I feel about skills like this or talents like this that rely on a squad being less than 50%. I generally just don't like it. I feel like it's pretty cheap. But compared to his other skills, what can I do? You look at his third skill, which is 1, 4, 3, 2. Just so you guys know, look at his third skill. If I'm upgrading this next, it increases the rider squad defense by 30%. And after leaving battle, it increases the travel speed by 50%. Actually, that's actually really good. I'm actually so stupid. Okay, I'm sorry guys. That is actually 1, 3, 4, 2. Okay, that was actually really bad on my part. I didn't notice the period, so I had assumed that this was combined, and I thought this was kind of useless. But the 30% increase on squad defense, pretty solid. And then this one is an iffy one. And then his last skill is just a zombie skill. So yeah, 1, 3, 4, 2. I'm super sorry I misled you guys there. So XIA, I'm not even going to pronounce that because I always get it wrong. She's a gathering hero, so I will avoid doing her first skill actually in this case, unless you were using her to actually heal squads. And I would not use her because I just don't care about this. Like, it does not look good enough for me to freaking throw her in my squad. So for her, I will be doing 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 1. So 2 obviously for. Sorry, I'm looking at the side. Just for the gathering speed, gathering, and then her first skill. Okay, whatever. And then for Alex, this is different. Alex is a different breed. Okay, he goes 1, 3, 2, 4, and the reason being, first off, I want to mention some things. Like I said earlier, for gathering heroes, I typically would not use the first skill, and I generally stand by that. But in Alex's case, if you've watched my videos, you would know that I love Alex. So if you look at his awakening skill, I look at his awakening skill because it actually ups his first skill, so you guys can actually see before awakened. It summons a small combat drone and increases infantry squad defense by 36%, range squad attack by 36%, and rider squad HP by 36% for you and nearby allies for up to 5 squads, and it lasts 2 seconds. He is an amazing buff hero, and of course, like, the after awaken is pretty nice as well. But in general, he's an amazing hero to be buffing other squads that are nearby. So in general, I do prefer using him if I'm using him as a buffer, right? And then of course, I go for his third skill because if I'm already doing a skill that is like contrary to gathering and I'm going to be using him for combat, I would rather get this skill which has a chance to heal 10%. 10% chance to heal lightly wounded units, and the heal factor 1.6k, and then the others are just gathering skills, which are whatever to me. Next is Freya. 1, 2, 3, 4. She is a straight shot. Okay, obviously her first skill for reasons, and then there's also a fan shaped. If anybody doesn't know, you get fan shaped damage dealt from Freya, which is sexy right here. And then her second skill, which is increases rider squad attack by 18%, pretty decent percent. And then her fifth skill, which increases squad capacity by 8%. And then her last skill, which is after leaving battle, heals some troops, blah blah blah. I want to talk about her third skill for a bit while going on to that topic for anybody who doesn't understand what increasing squad capacity means. So let's say that I was going to send out a rider squad, right? And I happen to have Freya. You see my March cap right here is 215,000. If I threw Freya in here, it goes all the way up to 231,000. I actually love this skill. Of course, I wouldn't throw her in to actually neglect my my other hero because I still prefer him. But in general, I think that skill is, I don't know. For me personally, I think that having those extra troops in there are going to be massive. I think those are pretty. I think that's just beastly, right? But it does just overall improve how many troops you can send, which is pretty OP if you ask me. Next is Charlie. So he is also a straight shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. So his first skill, obviously, it's another fan-shaped one, but instead he can do it up to 5 enemies compared to Akami or Freya, who only do 3 enemies. And then he also recovers 50 rage for every target hit. So if he's hitting 5 squads, he's recovering 250 rage instantly. I love this guy. He's a freaking beast. And I love putting him as a support sometimes. Next is his second skill. Increases infantry squad defense by 18%. Just base stats. That's pretty nice. His third skill increases infantry squad attack by 12%. And when attacked has a 10% chance to reduce enemies' damage by 10% on the next turn. This effect can be triggered once in every 6 seconds. I will say that if I was going to use him as a garrison hero, I probably would have used his fourth skill over his third one, but that isn't how it went. But his fourth skill is when garrisoning, it increases the infantry squad HP by 20%. So yeah, overall he is a pretty solid hero. I actually love Charlie. Think that he might be one of, if not the best epic hero you're gonna find. Now we're getting to the end of this list. Akami is a 1, 2, 4, 3. So first off, her first skill has a fan-shaped AoE as well, and then she also can reduce the travel speed of those people, I guess when she hits them with this AoE, by 30% for 2 seconds. And this actually triggers her second skill, and then her second skill increases damage dealt to slows target squads by 16%, and also increases the squad, your squad attack by 14%. Of course, pre-awakened it's different, which is 11% and 9%, but still, those are pretty nice, just overall stats. And I do also want to mention that her fourth skill, which is the next one that we would go into, also triggers her second skill. So it has a 10% chance to reduce the enemy's travel speed by 50% for 3 seconds. So just reducing their travel speed, pretty nice. And then you're able to also trigger the second skill, which is also pretty nice, And then there's her third skill. It increases squad damage dealt to zombies by 30%. And that is just garbage. I don't care about it. Garbage. Next is Peggy. For Peggy, I think 4, 1, 3, 2. So her fourth skill, just to have a stamina reduction and also gain in resources when you're farming zombies, pretty solid if you ask me. And then of course I'm gonna go for this one to just do the skill damage or whatever. And it deals more damage, I guess, if it's a freaking zombie. And of course this skill is actually kind of useless if, let's say, you have tier 5 or tier 6, because zombies are probably going to die before you even can get your skill drops off. So if in that case, you probably should just go for the third skill first. But in general, I would go 4, 1, 3, 2. And then her third skill increases squad attack by 14%, and then when killing a zombie, it heals own lightly wounded squads. So that's pretty solid. And then there's just another zombie skill. I don't even want to talk about it. She's alright. She's my zombie hero. Jeremy. So for Jeremy, I, of course, like I said, for the other hero, I skipped the first skill. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 1. And these are just gathering skills. I don't think I really need to go into depth about them. But 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, if you guys just want to know, that's how it goes. And last but not least is Edward. Edward has I would build him 1, 2, 4, 3. Alright. So One, obviously, he has a skill damage, or I don't even think he does skill damage actually. Let me take that back. He removes debuffs from squads and heals lightly wounded squads. So he doesn't even do skill damage, which is kind of crazy to me. I think this is like the only hero that doesn't do skill damage. Like even the gather heroes have skill damage. But you guys get the point. All he does is really remove debuffs from squads, meaning I guess squads in the vicinity also apply, which is a pretty decent skill. I hear that on paper he's really good looking, but when you're actually putting him in combat, I heard that he just is mediocre and kind of falls off. So I don't know that he's that good, but yeah. And he was lightly wounded squads, so that's alright. Two, it increases the infantry squad attack by 9% and defense by 9%. That is a combined 18%, so pretty decent stats. And then there's his last skill. When attacked, has a 10% chance to increase infantry squad defense by 36% for 3 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 6 seconds. And this doesn't say garrison, so I was actually pretty happy about this since this can be triggered garrison and on the field. And then there's his last skill, which is another garrison one. When garrisoning, the garrison squad's counter damage is increased by 20%. So that's alright, and 20% increase on counter damage is actually pretty nice. So yeah, that is about it for the video, I think, though. And I hope that this was somewhat helpful and you guys were able to understand what I was saying and skill your heroes how I skilled mine, maybe, or you can just, skill them a different way. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to give my own opinion. And yeah, I do appreciate you guys for watching as always, though, and it has been a pleasure as always. And that was about it. Peace out.